So I pulled this clip from Legendary Drops. I'm going to put it in the beginning of the video right here. And yeah, guys, we're going to get into the video about games are healing. Anyways, thank you for checking out the video. Remember to take care of yourself. Remember to be authentic. And thank you for tuning into the frequency. Anyways, let's enjoy this clip by Legendary Drops and then get into what I have to say.
Now, speaking of money, that's one of the reasons why I do believe that Helldivers 2 and by extension Palworld have done so well is it's their value proposition towards consumers. And it's something that the AAA industry has gotten relatively disillusioned with over the last few years. Jen over on Twitter from Windows Central wrote, Palworld $29.99, Helldivers 2 $39.99, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League $69.99, Skull and Bones $69.99. You can buy two 2024 bangers for the price of one AAA title, the former breaking records like we've never seen before. Sobering stuff. And it's no surprise that games like these are breaking records. We live in an era where we have $70 AAA games and even now quadruple A games that are offering a lower quality experience with maximized monetization. I mean, Diablo 4 is selling horse armor for the same price that you can buy both Helldivers 2 and Palworld. I remember watching a video from Darth Microtransactions recently where he brought up how Blizzard could make the horse armor a part of the game's leaderboard system. That way players are actually rewarded for playing the game rather than just having them being demanded of more money. However, that kind of galaxy-brained thinking just doesn't suit the AAA money machine model of give less and ask for more.
So yeah, man, like I said, I always had this thing where I said indie game developers will be the ones to save the industry. And I still truly, fully stand by that. There are a lot of fun indie games out there. There's a lot of trash ones, but that's not bad. You know, anyone can see beauty in anything. But there's a lot of ones from my perspective that are, you know, trash. Some of them literally are trash maybe for like the mechanical aspect of it and how it works. But dude, I've been watching game devs code games, and I actually shared one and he popped in stream. And you guys are actually incredibly amazing. Anyone who gets a game working with code and everything, I think it's just like a whole cool new language to learn. Closest thing I've ever gotten to actual game development, aside from like consulting, like and giving like, you know, just creative takes and stuff, people are curious, that sort of thing, is map design, which I just love environmental design and things like that. I would build one of the coolest maps and then I would like sell it if it was a whole niche to game developers. Ooh, that voice crack is because I still have not hit puberty. Nah, it's because I got this cough, but I'm trying to hold it back so it's like fighting me. I know I need to let it out, get all that phlegm up. Anyways, TMI. But in truth, yeah, I think games are healing, at least for, I think AAA games are going to have to come to this realization with the release of Helldivers. I don't think they're really looking at Enshrouded, but since Palworlds was brought up, I think about Enshrouded. I think give it some time, but Nightingale is going to end up getting a lot, like winning the hearts of a lot of people. I enjoy Nightingale, despite all of the bugs and stuff and being online only. They're working on an offline mode immediately, listening to everyone. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's fire. And the end game could still be a hub world. So they don't really have to change much to their game. And they probably know that through the process. But Nightingale with an offline mode is going to be so much fun. Like, so much fun. And whenever they take care of that, it's I don't know. I just really like the game. I like how the hits feel and everything. And yeah, and I like the building. I really do like the building. I'm still working on my building, and I'm probably going to get footage to put under some of the commentary videos I do. But yeah, I've seen a lot of the hype around Helldivers. I've seen some videos. I've seen some people not really like Helldivers that much, but yeah, I think some people get still what it is, actually, since we're on the topic of games or healing, I think this, right? And I'm going to throw a little bit of my own personal beliefs in here. So remember, this is just, all me and my own headcanon. But personally, I feel like this because I've seen it, I've experienced it in reality. What you focus on grows, right? So the fact that people are focusing that AAA games are becoming so trash, and they're doing a bunch of changes and all the predatory practices with microtransactions and things like that within the games, I think they cause that to be attracted more into reality because you have to treat it like it doesn't exist. But I know a lot of these people are trying to fight the good fight for consumers who just don't know better. But at the end of the day, what helps is education and application. But still, there needs to be a balance because I think you guys just keep creating that into existence. I've seen somebody talk about the worst things that are going to happen to them and always expecting the worst for their life. And they definitely get that on a silver platter. And it's not just that momentary thinking things will go wrong and then they don't sort of scenario, because I don't think that person's beliefs who think something is going to go wrong are deeply rooted in living every day-to-day life as it's bleak and this and that, because I really believe perspective is reality. So I feel like a lot of these dudes or a lot of these online creators, well, they might be doing the good fight. I've praised some of them, even DM some of them, like, thanks for the work you do. Cause seriously, I could not put my mental into doing something like that and taking the heat and backlash from people thinking like I'm a conspiracy theorist in gaming, because you can see some of these signs from miles away. But again, just with everything, there's extremists on both sides. And there are definitely extremists just saying all games are shitty now. And that's just that's not true. There's so many good games out. And even if you got to go back and play the old ones, I know for a fact there is no gamer alive who has played every single game in existence. You gotta open your taste. But again, that's not necessarily wrong if you don't want to. If you have a preference, people shouldn't make you feel like that's a problem either, where you only want to play AAA titles. Well, people can't get, I don't like that people can call you a real or a fake gamer for things like that. But broadening your horizons will help. I personally can't get someone to do that. I play all types of games. And going to the other side, I think there's people that are just straight up shilling some of these games with these practices. And I think it's really, I don't want to say it's wrong. You pick your side and you play it, man. Just say what side you're on and play it. It doesn't matter. Reality is really perspective. But I think if people want to really win this battle or this, makeshift battle that's going on, but it's, in the eyes of so many, then you have to ignore it. You have to ignore it and educate the people who are putting money into it to try to not get them not to, because you can do what you want with your money, but show them, how they're doing it now. How, you've got the Vara Darks, Melanie McBoom, Kyle, Fratanga, so many of them. I've seen their content when I've taken a break from doing my own and just referencing them. I even seen Tyrone Magnus take a moment to talk about, I think, Stellar Blade. And I've seen videos of people saying that he was a grifter. And I'm just either way, man, every voice is going to be different. Every messenger is going to be different. It's just, did you get the message? Games are being tampered with, at least when it comes to the AAA sense. Because when you get to indie game developers, but there's even certain concepts there that I could talk forever about, where AAA games do have the right to make whatever game they want. And if I bring up a point like that, that just makes me think about, they could literally make a game where they can add all the stuff they're trying to do normally. You shouldn't do it with franchises that are popular. Any Marvel game should be fire. Any DC game like Arkham Knights, with what happened with Suicide Squad, should be fire. Arkham Knights and Suicide Squad should have been completely fire. That is for sure true. But if it's their own game where they're making it from scratch, put all that microtransaction shit in your own franchise, your own IP, your own original creation. Don't fuck with the originals, just the original source of things. So that's baffling to me, right? And I don't think that that should just be overlooked as a conspiracy theory, because that's, you know, of course it's a conspiracy until proven true. And those things are very in your face. So, you know, the numbers didn't lie on that stuff either, for sure, if you see the player numbers for Suicide Squad. But Skull and Bones is another one. That was like an original IP, and and look at what happened. They put all their own, you know, predatory practices in it, and I think it's getting exactly what it deserves. It's you know, so that's the thing. Allow that stuff to happen. Keep battling the good fight, and then don't be an extremist. Because I've seen people on the shilling side that absolutely, like, it doesn't disgust me and it doesn't shock me. But I've seen some of these guys go out of their way to really paint some of these creators like who's another one? I've watched, and I've gotten perspectives from all over, because I want to make sure to stay balanced and then return to my own. I've seen I think is it Lack of Entertainment, even Rev Says Desu. Man, I've seen so many of these creators during everything that's been going on with games and stuff releasing. I've never really gotten to the numbers and stuff, even legendary drops with other things, but I feel like that's kind of to my nature as the creator I am. I need to be hip on most of the things and then give my little spiritual take and whatever else, just my own take. But yeah, man, I've seen people try to make videos on certain creators, just absolutely blasting them, pulling up false things. Like, dude, I don't want to talk about specifically what creators I've seen, but just letting you know, it made me, like, with everything, with like even I'm going a little bit off topic. Maybe I'll do that. I'll do that in a different video. But let's just say I've been seeing creators try to, you know, shill and be on that side of the argument that games are perfect right now and protect these big games doing predatory practices, and will absolutely just refuse to look at all the evidence that some of these YouTubers provide. Like, hands down, it's just not coincidence. Like, I've been taught that by a teacher, that if you see something happen in literature 3 times, it's not an accident. You know, once it's like, oh, okay, that's the first time you're introduced. Second, okay, that's a little weird, but still not enough to go off of. But then boom, 3rd time's the charm. You see the pattern 3 times in a row, and then you should really be suspicious. Not a definite, but 3 is a magical number. You know, 3 strikes, you're out. So it's like, if you're seeing it happen like that, in reality, since we read literature in reality, then you can apply that same logic to games. If you see it happen in 3, like Saints Row, what the fuck? It's just like, you can bring up the examples. I don't need to bring them up. Just look at everything that's going on and you will. But I essentially feel like it's so disingenuous of some of these creators to just completely bash. But again, like I'll end the video with, you need a bad side to realize you're good, or you need a good side to really realize you're bad. So truthfully, I think both sides have extremists, and you know, one could be more disingenuous than the other. But again, at the end of the day, it's all reality, and we wouldn't be able to even exist as an authentic solo, like the person that we are, if the opposite of us did not exist. So everything has its polar opposites. Anyways, games are healing. It's good to see. I'm glad for Power Worlds and all of this to be dropping. It's giving me stuff to play. I'm very happy with the state of at least the games that are dropping now. It's a beautiful day. All right, with that said, I'm out of here. Much love and Moonlight.